Well, we have a real treat for you today. I am in the test kitchens of Moonstruck Chocolate. I'm here with Chef Julien, and we are going to be talking about chocolate and cheese. Now, I think most times when people hear cheese and, they think wine, but there's a lot to learn and so much information about how chocolate and cheese actually go well together.
Yeah, they're not naturally combined or paired, but I think there's a lot of similar production I guess parallels you can draw with chocolate and cheese, and frankly, they're two great things in life, you know.
And you know, it makes sense to me that they should be paired together in some way because both cheese and chocolate, really, don't they all pretty much come from a milk or milk products?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, certainly milk chocolate and white chocolate have some of their components are milk-based. On dark chocolate, of course, there's cocoa butter, cocoa beans, and a bit of sugar. So I mean, there's no milk per se in a dark chocolate, but they pair really well with cheese.
Well, now, okay, treat me like a novice. I know nothing about cheese so much, but I see these wonderful looking cheeses, beautiful chocolates. Let's go through a few steps of how do you start? What is the process of pairing a chocolate with the cheese?
So I think the approach initially is you need to buy what you think you're going to like.
Yeah.
You know, because in any kind of pairing, if somebody says, this red wine goes great with this cheese, but you don't love red wine, it's never going to be great. So go in with an open mind and say, I like cheddar, I like Gouda, I like some blue, but not too heavy, not too...
So start with what you know and what you like.
Exactly. And then the way I approach pairing is I try to find similar flavors that will or combine or complement.
Okay.
So pairing is really a complement to a food. So if I'm combining coffee with cookies, oh yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Coffee with mustard, no.
Yeah.
You know.
And don't you think that that might be where a lot of people get kind of scared, is they don't think of a Cabot cheddar with a chocolate bar of some kind, because it seems so contrary, but it really isn't.
Yep. So, and then when you go deeper in your approach of pairing, you might say, well, what can complement? And sometimes opposing flavors kind of tend to do well. Not to the extreme, but opposing flavors like salt and sweet.
Yeah.
And bitter and sour and so on.
So if you decide, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna go to the store, I'm gonna buy X cheese, and you taste it, you love it, and let's say it tastes a bit like the Gouda there.
Yeah.
Then what would be the next logical step of saying, now which chocolate would I think go with this?
So the Gouda, for instance, of course, you might want to taste it beforehand, you know, and kind of wrap your head around what that flavor is. So Gouda is pretty straightforward cheese. I would call it the cheddar of Holland. It has, you know, this nice flavor, and just as a little tidbit, I love combining old aged Gouda with maple syrup, for instance.
Well, there you go. So, I wouldn't have thought of that.
So next time, try that. So you approach it, you take Gouda, and then you take your favorite chocolate.
Okay. And so then, what about this brilliant Savarin?
Brillat Savarin is...
Well, you say it much better than I do.
It's a soft cheese, similar to Brie, but triple cream. So extremely creamy and decadent. It's absolutely, you know, amazing.
Yeah.
So I would pair this with our milk chocolate with sea salt and toffee bits.
Okay, I'm going to jump out on the edge, and I'm going to have some friends over, and I'm going to introduce them to this. So take me through it. How do I do this?
So easiest approach, take the very approachable cheeses. So I would pick the cheddar.
Okay.
So you pick the cheddar. I mean, a good aged cheddar is nicer. And then we have what is essentially Brillat Savarin is a glorified, super rich brie.
Okay.
So I would take these two chocolates, milk chocolate, sea salt, and toffee, and then dark chocolate, sea salt, and almonds for these two.
Okay.
So I would just simply take...
And you have a system of opening too, don't you?
Yeah, I do. So the sense is to open the wrapper and then just kind of close it back and give it a few snaps like this.
Easy.
So you're not touching the chocolate. And then reopen it and you have your pieces right here. And at the end, you can simply rewrap it in its original wrapper.
Perfect.
And keep it for the next
Now, there are those who would say, I bet there's not going to be much of that bar left to wrap back up. And that would be okay, too. But if you do have some left over, that's an easy way to save it.
So, and then simply take a small piece of this cheddar, and I'll just stack this over this little piece.
Alrighty.
And here you go, William.
First time cheese and chocolate.
So there's the soft, there's the snap of the chocolate, and then really the chocolate needs to melt in your mouth also. So as you chew a bit longer than what we normally do is, you know, chew twice and swallow.
I would, when we were going to do the story, I would have never thought I liked this. I would have thought that's crazy talk. It's actually really delicious. I can taste the salt, I can taste the chocolate, I can taste the almond.
And what's interesting is the discussion between friends of this experience. Of saying, did you taste that small grassy note, or did you taste the hay? And it's these common denominations that we give to flavor are kind of interesting sometimes.
Absolutely delicious.
So do the next one.
And this is the one that you say is kind of like a brie almost?
Yep. So again, snap the pieces. And this one is extremely creamy, you'll see. It's like cream that is barely holding together.
Wow. It almost, now that looks like a dessert to me.
Yeah. And of course you can add crackers, and I dipped some chocolate crackers, if you will. I added some sea salt. I mean, once you've kind of tamed the beast, you get more adventurous.
Well, oddly enough, it is the same thing we say to gardeners all the time. Once you face the fear of a plant, then you get in and you struggle with it, you fight with it, and all of a sudden you have great success. That was absolutely delicious. So, you know, it's a beginning, and that's where everything starts, isn't it? At the beginning. You can go to gardentime.tv, and we'll click you over to their website. You can find out where to buy chocolates.
Yeah, and we'll give you a list of the pairings we did.
Perfect. So thank you so much, and get out there, enjoy your garden, and then go in for some chocolate and cheese tasting. Thank you so much, Chef.
My pleasure. My pleasure.